Sometimes it amazes me of where I draw the inspiration to do these mini deep dives. And this one in particular, I had no plan on doing, but the way that it stumbled upon for me as far as like wanting to do this topic was a video that popped up in my recommended from a channel that I'm not even subscribed to. And they basically were talking about black culture and basically why it's like under a microscope. That's not the title of the video, but it was in that guise, right? It was in that area. And in it, they were talking about, in so many words, morality and why black people have to feel like they have to walk on eggshells in order to be seen as good in the eyes of the overarching majority in this establishment, and why that never hardly ever works. And I just took what I heard from that and said, you know what? I'm going to turn this into a commentary. And honestly, maybe it's a good thing I stumbled across that, because I feel like this is one of those conversations that needs to be had, not only by me, but by also other people outside of my realm. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's talk about something that has been baked into the psyche of black Americans for generations. This invisible morality clause. I think you know what I'm talking about. The pressure to always be good or polite and acceptable, especially when navigating a world that rarely gives us the same courtesy. And here's the thing, it hasn't helped us at all. In fact, it's oftentimes worked against us. We follow the rules, we do everything quote unquote right, and we still get the short end of the stick. Why is that? So what I decided to do was break this down into 5 particular points. The first point is understanding where this morality clause comes from. It's not random. This comes from centuries of oppression, from slavery to Jim Crow to modern systemic racism. Black people have been told, if you're good, if you behave, if you're moral, maybe you'll survive. But here's the catch. The system was never designed to reward us. It was designed to control us. And over generations, we've internalized it. We tell ourselves and others that we have to be flawless, but the world doesn't hold others to the same standard. Ever notice how mistakes from some people barely make a dent? Yet one misstep from a black person, it becomes a major headline. The next point I wanted to go over was the mental toll that it takes on us to try to abide by this so-called morality clause. It's exhausting. Constantly trying to be acceptable, suppressing your anger, ignoring microaggressions just to not rock the boat. Meanwhile, the world around us gets to make mistakes. They get to misbehave. And sometimes, if they're lucky and fortunate, and if they got privilege, they can get away with it. It seems kind of one-sided, doesn't it? That pressure shapes the way we see ourselves and even the way we see each other. It's a mental load that most people can't imagine. You're always on guard. You're always performing just to avoid negative attention, or worse, just to survive. And sometimes doing good simply isn't enough. Here's the harsh truth about it. Following all the rules guarantee fairness. Black Americans can go to school, work hard, pay taxes, and build businesses, and yet will still face overwhelming amounts of discrimination. Good behavior doesn't protect you from injustice, so what's the point of constantly policing ourselves for a world that doesn't reciprocate it? And here's another side effect, how this can divide us. We judge each other for the missteps, for not being quote unquote perfect. That internal policing, this so-called morality clause, is a form of control. It keeps us fragmented. We're worried about appearing acceptable rather than focus on fighting the systems that end up oppressing us in the end. Think about it. How much energy do we waste on this? Instead of using that energy to organize and to push for real change, to protect and uplift our communities. So what do we end up doing about it? Do we just stop caring about morality? No, I would say just redefine it on our terms. We forgive ourselves for not being perfect. We reject impossible standards imposed by others. True liberation isn't about being flawless. It's about being real. It's about being human. And it's about holding ourselves accountable in ways that empowers us and not everybody else. The morality clause isn't just personal. It's very systemic. And until we recognize it, critique it, and break free from it, we'll always keep playing a game designed to exhaust us, shame us, and keep us boxed in. So stop trying to be perfect for a world that doesn't care. Start being real with yourself and with your community. In my opinion, that's where the progress starts. And then that's also where freedom starts as well. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I will talk to you in the next one.